Hello, TV YouTubers. Welcome to this week's News Roundup, where we summarize last week's news for you. The leaders of the G7 wealthy nations of the world met in person in Cornwall this weekend for the first time since the pandemic began. In addition to the G7 countries, some guest nations also attended, including India, South Korea, South Africa, and Australia. The key focal points of the summit were reaching a coordinated approach to future pandemics, distributing vaccines equally across the world, and climate change. Other matters that were discussed were how to tax multinationals under the proposed global tax framework, reaching a coordinated foreign policy strategy towards Russia and China, and how to build back better after the pandemic. Some of the highlights of the summit were that the G7 collectively pledged to donate 1 billion vaccines to poorer nations of the world, and also growing tensions between the UK and the EU over the Northern Ireland Protocol. In other news, regulators around the world are calling for the toughest banking capital rules to be enforced against cryptocurrencies. Global regulators argue that the requirements for holding Bitcoin or similar decentralized tokens should be much higher than conventional stocks or bonds. Also, banks with exposure to cryptocurrencies should have tougher banking capital rules imposed on them to reflect the extreme volatility of the digital assets. These proposals carry substantial weight, as they come from the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, the world's most powerful banking standards setter. Basel says that in addition to posing a market and credit risk, cryptocurrencies also have a heightened risk of use in fraud, hacking, money laundering, and terrorist financing. Institutional investors are critical of these proposals, saying that such strict capital requirements prevent serious investment in decentralized currencies and isolate them to retail investors. The Basel proposals come as regulators around the world, including the UK and the US, signal that they will take a more active role in cryptocurrency regulation. In other news, on Tuesday last week, a massive internet blackout caused many popular websites to go down, such as Amazon, PayPal, and the New York Times. The outage lasted 1 hour and was caused by a software bug in a US-based cloud company called Fastly, which helps users view digital content more quickly. The outage was caused by a single unsuspecting customer who triggered a dormant software bug by simply changing his settings. Although the incident was resolved quickly, it raises the concern of relying on a few major companies to support vital network infrastructures. Also, electronic commerce websites that were down during the incident may have lost out on significant profits. In an extreme example, Amazon is estimated to have lost £32 million in potential sales within the 1 hour outage. In other news, the proposed global tax regime is being met with opposition. During the G7 summit, the world leaders settled on a global tax regime that will tax multinationals 20% of any profits that they make above a 10% threshold, and on a global minimum corporate tax of 15%. However, the final framework of the tax regime still needs to be ironed out at the G20 conference next month, and it has already been met with resistance. For example, the United Kingdom is seeking a financial services carve-out from the multinational taxation limb of the regime. This is because it fears it will damage big banks headquartered in London. This could lead to other countries seeking carve-outs. Tax havens, which have the most to lose from a global tax regime, are also drawing up measures to oppose the plan. For instance, Switzerland is planning subsidies for multinationals such as Glencore in order to maintain its competitive tax rates. Two more tax havens, Poland and Hungary, are saying that they will oppose the global regime as it stands in the G20. They will only support it if there is a carve-out to protect substantive business activities in their countries. This indicates that a final global tax regime will face a difficult road ahead, and it may be very different from what the G7 originally envisaged. Last but not least, the European Union clashed with the United Kingdom over Northern Ireland Protocol violations, with both sides now remaining in a tense standoff on the issue. Under the protocol, Northern Ireland is subject to EU rules even though it is not part of the EU. Therefore, products passing from Great Britain to Northern Ireland must go through EU standards checks. This was agreed by the EU and the UK in December. A 6-month grace period was implemented until July to give time to Northern Ireland customs to adapt to EU standards checks. During this period, lighter controls would apply. The issue has arisen because in March the United Kingdom unilaterally increased this grace period until October to allow more time for Northern Ireland to adapt. The European Union has said that this violates the protocol and has threatened to take legal action and issue trade sanctions. The EU accuses the UK of not honoring their December commitments, while the UK says that the EU is being rigidly inflexible and is misunderstanding the political intricacies behind the Northern Ireland Protocol. Negotiations reached an impasse last week over chilled meat products. Tensions came to a head in the G7 summit last week, with Boris Johnson saying on Saturday that he would not hesitate to suspend the Northern Ireland Protocol. Neither side is compromising, and the July 1st deadline for the grace period is just around the corner. Failure to reach a solution could result in a trade war with the European Union, which would signal a return to Brexit uncertainty and would be damaging for businesses in both sides. And that just about wraps up our weekly roundup. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe for more great content.